What up? What up?
That's my intro. What up? What up?
Welcome. Another episode of the Bogey Train here. Are we
Welcome
glad to be
back.
back or are we glad to be back?
I'm so glad to be back.
Yeah, so anything new since we chatted last?
Went fishing again.
Mm.
Didn't catch anything again.
Well, it wasn't worse than last time, I guess.
I
Or maybe it was.
don't know, dude.
How long were you out there? Or is that not something you want to share?
Plus or minus 6 hours.
No way.
Yeah, give or take. We went a fishing trip with the boys to a designated trout stream because we didn't see any trout up here.
Unbelievable.
We could see the fish in the water. We just couldn't catch them. It was unreal.
Are you baiting your hooks or?
Apparently not.
Jeez. It's like that episode of SpongeBob when they're just like eating those pieces of cheese off the hooks.
Fish don't just go after hooks.
No.
You have to put something on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
stupid on us.
Hey, but if you think about it, it's genius though, because then they just think it's food, So
True.
Yeah.
Gosh, wish I would have had you there.
Yeah, I could have really helped out probably. As an angler myself. That's not true. Yeah, so since the last time we talked, I got to go out and play some golf a few times, beat some balls on the range, chip and putt. And really find out once again that I'm really not that good. But
well, you could have just called me, but that's fine.
Yeah. But we went out and it was a good time. Yesterday the weather was absolutely perfect. So I don't know if
Back
that's
out of the same course you were playing the other time?
Yep. Yeah, it was like upper 60s, almost no wind, so
Dang,
doesn't
it's like my golf score.
Doesn't get much better. I actually made that exact joke yesterday. So
no way.
Like someone was like, "Oh, it's like 67 degrees." I'm like, "Dude, that's literally my average 18." But yeah, we talked last time about some of the adjustments courses are making in regards to the current situation, if they're open at all. We talked about how a lot of courses are kind of having the cup like up above the ground, so you're just kind of like bouncing off the cup, and they're just leaving the pin in it, and you're not supposed to touch the pin, whatever.
Yeah, if you're one of our dedicated YouTube listeners,
Exactly.
Link will be in the description.
Yeah. It shouldn't be that hard to find, but yeah, so I went out and I was playing, and if I can bring this up here, I'll show you how they did it at the course I was playing. All right. Hey, our Instagram page. Give us a follow.
Plug, baby.
Yeah, no shame here whatsoever. Yeah.
At the Bogey Train Pod.
I'm gonna see if I can
get us that
this
positive
to work here.
Ratio, please.
All right. So this is what they had going on at my course. Kind of interesting.
It's a couple inches off a noodle.
It's essentially it's essentially just part of a pool noodle. And so yeah, when your ball it's basically the same height as like as deep as the cup is, and so your ball just like sits there, and it's like basically not down in the hole at all. It's just like kind of sitting on top.
Just a little, like it goes down like a little bit, right?
Like just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, smart. I like that.
So it is. So you still have to make putts. That's the thing.
Yeah. The hole doesn't change now.
Really? Yeah. The only thing is actually, if anything, it's actually a little bit harder because if you hit your putt the right way, it can actually like go in the hole and like not hit the flag, but then just bounce right off of that.
Like a hard lip in turns into a hard lip out now. Maybe a bounce
or like if it's going at the correct speed, it can just like bounce right off of that, and so like it wouldn't have gone in, even though like it normally would have, and so that's kind of hard to tell if it actually would have gone in or not. But so yeah, that's be interested to hear your thoughts if you're watching. A huge viewership on the last one, but
way more than our last episode.
So I do like this better than what we were looking at last time what I thought it was going to
Yeah,
be like. So
this is awesome. This is great. This is ingenious. It's simple. It solves a problem. Doesn't create a new problem. I
yeah.
love it.
So
I'm all about that.
yeah, and the way they do it is we usually have just like those metal buckets for hitting range at my course, but instead it's like when you get a bucket, they just like come out, they just grab it and then they'll just walk it out to the range and just dump the pile. So like no
Oh, sure.
one's
Yeah.
touching buckets or anything like that. And then there's little things on the flag that are like, it's basically just a smaller flag under the normal flag that just says like, don't touch the pin, which, yeah. So, and then what else they're doing is, one person per cart, and they're like using gloves when they're moving the carts and wiping them down and all this stuff. So,
Okay, but they're still letting you use carts.
yep.
Huh.
Yep. So, yeah. With that, we'll just get into.
Are you a carter? Or are you a not? Are you a walker?
Well,
I'm definitely a walker.
There's advantages for both. So, the way my course is, there's just not that many people that walk, and so, like if you're going out, like unless you're playing like early in the morning when there are some people that walks, like there's a lot of people and almost no one walks. So if you do walk, you kind of feel like you're like slowing down the entire course almost. But so when I play in the summer, I use a cart like vast majority of the time, unless I'm playing tournaments or, well, I guess it depends on the tournament because there's tournaments I can use carts for as well. But yeah, but I do appreciate a good walk around the course. Yes. That's for sure.
I'm a diehard walker.
Yeah.
Give me my Sunday bag, little Arnie in my hand.
Yes, dude. I actually, with your Sunday bag, that made me think. And I was reading some articles recently about playing around with just half of your set. So just like seven clubs. Dude, I want to do that.
This is actually me and my roommate, actually, before the courses opened up this spring, we would go out at like 9 p.m. or something when it's dark. And we each have a Sunday bag now made of denim. A little backstory there. Might have to get into that in a future episode. But
dude, you could sell those on our website.
Might actually. Well, our website's up and we have a lot of fans, so we'll.
It's actually not. It's not. No.
We don't have a website and we don't have many fans, so those were both lies. But we would bring 6-iron, 8-iron, pitching wedge, 56 degree, and putter, and then we played from the red tees. And there's my roommate back here. He said he went off, baby. He actually shot a 39, one of the 9s. So super fun. I want to try, like you're saying, like an actual round, like bring driver.
Yeah.
Maybe like.
I was reading this article. Maybe I can find it actually. I'll give a shout out to the author.
What was cool to like realize, because I haven't done this before, is that like you only really need all your clubs if you're in a competitive setting. If you're out for just a 9 with the boys, the gap in between the 8-iron and 6-iron, you just hit an easy 6-iron or jump on an 8-iron. It's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You can easily make it work.
Let's do a screen share here. All right. Is it working?
Yeah.
So here's this article on Golf WRX that I saw recently. And I just read it. And he's just talking about, hopefully it loads. Oh, yeah, we're good.
Look at that beautiful Sunday bag.
Yeah, just playing with his half set here. It's a good read. Nice time.
Let's see this. 4, 6. Ooh, he goes to the even numbers. I kind of like that.
Yeah, and he says he likes to have his driver in his half set, but sometimes he doesn't, and he'll go with this set right here, just 5 or what, 6. This is 6.
Oh, I like this.
Including his putter. So,
I like that.
There's the newsletter.
Get that out of here.
Just a second here.
I like this.
Get that out of here. I don't want the newsletter, Golf WRX.
Wait, put my email in. I wanted that. Put my email in.
All right, we'll do that later.
All right.
So yeah, it's a good article, fun read, and he says he's actually shot some of his best rounds with a half set.
Yeah.
So you just have to. Yeah, you're not. A lot of times you're not thinking as much about your swing, just kind of trying to be creative, hit shots. So.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I wouldn't do it in a competitive setting just because.
Right.
Like the mentality of like having to jump on an 8-iron or having to ease off a 7. You hit a bad shot and you're like, oh, what if I would have had my 8-iron?
Right. But it's good to like build that and know how to know you can just like hit hit different yardages with different clubs if you need to and stuff like that.
Yeah, and if you're like, I don't know, I don't want to draw like a number line for handicap wise, but if you're an upper handicapper and you're not really like seeing a big difference between your 8 and your 7, you don't really need both. You hit your 7-iron 140 yards. I don't know, just throwing a number out there, but you can get away with jumping more degrees between clubs because it won't affect the ball flight as much.
Yeah, true. I mean, all this like gapping, and I've also heard recently that there's a lot of people that realize or that don't even look at it. And so when iron sets, when they this can even happen when they come out of the factory or just over like a couple of years of just like wear and tear and hitting golf shots and stuff, that the lofts can be off. And so like 2 of your irons might even be like the same loft and you don't even know it. And so they're not actually having the gap that they should have. So not that that's entirely relevant.
Should be carrying like 240 and it only carries like 215. So
exactly. Yeah. Which iron was that you said?
My
driver
6-iron.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. 6-iron. Yeah.
7-iron. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get that checked. So
downhill on I-694 or what?
We'll get it fixed before the next episode. Don't worry, guys.
Okay. And with that, we'll get into some of the recent news that we can talk about. I guess it's not super breaking news by now. This is probably yesterday, 2 days ago.
That's when all my troubles seem so far away. Crazy.
Yeah, I lose track of time in the in the coronavirus.
Actually, though, the weeks have been flying by.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know why. Crazy.
Okay, so the news is so they have officially set dates for the majors to be rescheduled. I could just go through them. I will.
All of them except for the Open. Right?
I'll share this tweet from Lavner quick. Yeah, so Ryan Lavner from Golf Channel just tweeted out a list. So there will not be, or the Open will not take place this year.
Yep.
Which is too bad. I don't know. It's not.
I'd rather have the Open than the PGA, but.
Yeah, but with everything going on, 3 out of 4 optimistically isn't bad. Yeah. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, August seems a little bit optimistic. But I guess I don't know as much about the current situation as some, but the governor here keeps saying that this shelter or like the social distancing stuff will have to keep in place till like August or September, and I'm like, yikes. But so the August one, I'm not sure about the PGA in August, but let's hope. The U.S. Open, September 20th through or 17th through 20th. Fun fact: the last time the U.S. Open ended on September 20th, maybe it's not the last time, but probably the most famous time. 1913. You know who won it that year?
Wait, is it our boy?
Yeah.
Francis. It's after midnight.
Yeah,
we met, baby.
The Open was in September that year.
No way.
So yeah, it ended on September 20th. That was back when the Open was only 2 days. They played 36 each day. Yes. The Ryder Cup didn't change. The Masters is the big one here. I guess not that much bigger than the U.S. Open and PGA, but November 12th through 15th, which could be interesting. I don't know. Rory posted on his story on Instagram, Rory McIlroy, that
oh, thanks for clarifying. I thought the other Rory posted.
The other Rory Sabatini.
Yeah.
But Rory posted he went back and looked at the weather for what the weather was in Augusta last November at that time. And so the weather last year was like in the 40s, 50s, so not very warm at that time of year in Georgia, I guess. But
I think the biggest news here is U.S. Open back-to-back weeks with the Ryder Cup.
Dude, that is huge. That's crazy.
Other than the Masters being rescheduled to November, obviously that's big news, but you have a major and then pretty much a major for the U.S. and
Yeah.
European players. So
Yeah. This is interesting. And then the playoffs finish Labor Day. So you have the PGA early August, and then probably the next 3 weeks of August. Maybe they skip a week in there because the playoffs is 3 weeks now, I think.
okay.
So I think it's going to be the PGA, skip a week, and then the 3 playoff events, and then skip a week, maybe 2. Skip 2 weeks, and that's the U.S. Open, if I'm correct. So whichever, no, so they'll skip. So it'll be the Tour Championship, skip 1 week, and then it's the U.S. Open,
Okay.
I think. And then the next week is the Ryder Cup, and then there will be a month and a half, and then it'll be the Masters. Interesting, very weird.
All I know is I'm really getting my PGA Tour Live money's worth this September. So
do you have
shout
it?
out.
Do you have it right now?
I'll be buying it this September.
It's are you actually?
Probably. I don't know. The majors actually get pretty good coverage.
Well, yeah. The PGA Tour won't have any coverage of any of these except
and the
Ryder
Cup. Ryder Cup gets its own. So
yeah, the playoffs will be the only thing that's on PGA Tour Live. So
true.
When they changed the schedule that started last year, when they shortened the playoffs, they shortened the season so it would get done at the end of August. Kind of part of their main goal was to not have to compete with NFL football on Sundays. But this entire, except for I guess the playoffs won't and the PGA, but some of these other huge events will be at the same time as NFL football, which could be interesting, but they've done it in the past. So just not with the majors like the Masters and the U.S. Open. So that'll be interesting to see what the ratings are like.
How do we feel about Augusta, Georgia, mid-November? Are we feeling the fall color vibe, or are we gonna miss the azaleas?
It's not going to be the same. I think a lot of people are, they are saying they're super happy with it. I'm going to see if I can.
Well, you sent me.
I just had another article up too.
You sent me a thing about, like, a tweet or something about Tiger. It had like the forecast for November 12th through 15th, and it was pretty cold. And
right, that was the same thing. That was when Rory. So that's what it was like last year in November.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so yeah, and they always say, well, I shouldn't say they always say. It's just kind of part of the narrative that Tiger doesn't play particularly well when it's cold. So, which makes sense. I mean, he kind of, his back isn't super healthy and all this.
I was on Netflix the other day, right? And this show called Tiger King popped up, right? It's like 8 episodes, and Tiger Woods isn't on a single one.
All right, you seeing this?
Yeah.
All right, rare Augusta National photos offer a sneak peek. Dylan Dethier does. I like he does good stuff at golf.com. Yeah, shout out Dylan. So yeah, that's an old photo right there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to seeing anything like on the grass at Augusta. It's always perfect grass.
Yeah. Some quotes from Spieth here when Spieth saw it the first time. Yeah.
Still trying to think himself.
I'm just looking. They have some more photos here in this. So there's that one again. Here it's Amen Corner. So here's 11.
Ooh, that's nice, dude.
With the leaves.
I love that.
I'm gonna move this down a little bit. There we go.
If you're one of our millions of Spotify listeners, get on this YouTube episode because you're missing out.
Yeah. Yeah, this right here is not good for the old terrestrial listeners of the podcast, but hey, we're on all platforms. So nice ad.
Whoa.
All right, here's another look at 11.
Dang. I mean, they'll get the grass looking nice and like
Yeah, yeah.
forcibly pure. So
And I wouldn't
I think it'll
expect
be
anything
cool.
other than the grass to be the same,
No.
at least pretty similar to the same condition as there's number 12. Yeah,
Dang.
still colorful, just different colors, different
Yeah.
shades.
I mean, they'll get the leaf blowers out there
Look at
and
this,
stuff like
orange
that.
tree on 13. But the thing
I'm
is, this is probably September or October. I don't know if these
oh
pictures are
sure.
from November. So
I mean,
I don't
they
know
can
if it'll
play
be
year
this
round
colorful in November still.
for sure. That's fair. This looks pretty beautiful though. If this is
Yeah,
what it looks like, I'm
yeah.
totally about it.
So I would say I don't expect it to be quite this colorful, but Augusta is Augusta.
True.
And I think as long as the course, the turf is in good Augusta condition, then yeah, then it'll be fun still. And especially if we can get having crowds by then, that'll be sick. So
Yeah.
yeah, it would have been so weird if it was the Masters this week, but with no crowds.
Can you imagine?
But yeah. And so there were some interesting questions that came up with moving all these schedules around, and a lot of them had to do with like the FedEx Cup and Masters qualifying and all this. So so there's not going to be many events left. So the playoffs is scheduled to be in August. So that would mean the only major that qualifies for the playoffs would be the PGA, because that's before the playoffs. So these other things are after, which is interesting.
It's super weird.
I could go back to the list if you wanted me to.
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
Okay.
So
Okay, let's see.
in the
Won't let me
past,
scroll here. Okay. So yeah, so I would assume if everything stays in place that the the FedEx Cup picture is pretty well, it would be like nearly done, because I guess it depends if we'll get some of the tournaments that are in July, or if the PGA still stands, there would only be a few more tournaments before the playoffs. So a lot of like opportunities players would have had to get into the playoffs and have good seeding might be gone.
hey, your
And
screen's
then
black right now, by the way.
it's black.
Yeah, I don't see any.
Why is that?
I don't know. You
It
probably went there and would never go back. So
says I'm sharing. I'll stop it and try it again.
I can see you now.
How about now?
Ah, you're good. You're good.
Okay. So this is the only thing I had up, so wasn't anything. But yeah, hey, that's good to know. Thanks for calling that out.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so there's the question of FedEx Cup seeding, but everything, and then the Masters qualifying. So the way it usually works is if you win any event before the Masters of like that year, or like after the Masters the year before, anytime until the Masters, if you win an event, then you're qualified for the Masters. And so then the question comes up of, so do people who or players who win any tournaments like this year before the Masters, would they be qualifying for this year's Masters or next year's Masters? So these are interesting to think about. And then whichever is the case, would one of the Masters have a really small field compared to the other one? Because like if they all qualify for this year's Masters, then there's not going to be as many tournaments to qualify for next year's, and it'll be a smaller field. But yeah, so I was wondering, but apparently this question was answered. If I can, I'm just going to pause my share quick. Let's see. It won't let me scroll, so I'm just going to stop it. And look for it. Let's see. I have it right here.
Really quick, Nick. Before we
Yeah.
get to our last segment of the day, I think we should probably break and have a word from our sponsors.
Sure. I just wanted to run this quick. Can you see that?
All right, the sponsors can wait.
Can you see this screen?
No, it's still black.
Really?
Yep.
All right, I'll try it again.
Another one.
Working or nah?
Nope.
Actually? All right. One more time.
Yeah, you good?
All right. So, it's, this is from Will Gray, another Golf Channel guy. So he says there's a lot still to be determined, but so the Masters has officially added the top 50 in the world after, I think it was like the most recent cutoff, which was like after the Players got canceled or something. I don't remember exactly, but whoever was in the top 50 at that time is automatically in the Masters for this year. And so they already have their field set for this Masters.
Okay, sure.
The 2020 Masters. And so then any other tournament winners, it says this summer or fall, who knows how many tournaments we'll actually have in the summer, but they'll qualify for the 2021 Masters, which will be at the normal time.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward that this guy spelled gray wrong, but continue.
Yeah, so next year's event will probably have a little bit smaller field.
Okay.
But yeah.
Not a big deal then.
Yeah, and then another thing, which is really interesting to think about, is that so starting at the PGA at the beginning of August, within one calendar year, we're going to have 2 PGAs, 2 US Opens, 2 Masters, 1 Open Championship, and the Olympics.
Hey, oh yeah, I forgot
and the Ryder Cup.
Year. Let's go.
Yeah. So I saw a tweet about that. So while we don't have anything right now, there's gonna be a lot of good events in a fairly short amount of time. So that should be fun. But yeah, how are we doing for time? I didn't really look at what time we started this, but
I know it's time for a word from our sponsors. They're paying us a lot to get their message in the ad or the video, right? Come on.
All
right. Put them in.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's right. We actually don't have any sponsors yet, so.
Dang.
Yeah, so we're going to move on to a segment we're doing for the first time. I don't think I have a name for it, but oh well.
We'll call it tentatively, would you put this in your bag?
Would you put this in your bag? Yes. And who we're asking this question to is a lot of times the spokesman on these commercials, but I don't think we have a spokesman today. So what this segment is you ever been watching Golf Channel and you're just trying to watch your show or whatever they got going on, and you see literally or nearly every commercial break is a commercial for one of these weird gimmick clubs that is supposed to like make you never blade a chip ever again, or like never miss a fairway again or something.
Guaranteed to lower your handicap by like 20 strokes.
You wonder where they get this marketing budget, which that's a fair thing to wonder. Like, are they selling that many clubs that they can buy ad space on Golf Channel every single commercial break? Or I don't know. But so we're going to go through and probably one per episode. I don't know yet. We'll see. Then we're going to just look at some of the commercials for some of these clubs and just discuss it. Fair and balanced approach, right?
Yeah, we're just bringing you the facts.
Yeah, give you
the hard truth.
Give you the straight facts. So
if you can't handle the truth, then it's on you.
All right, I am going to let's see. You're gonna have to tell me if it's too loud or not.
All right.
All right. Our first club that we're going to be doing this with is the Vixa V12.
I already love the name. I'm really excited.
Can you see it? Is our screen share working?
I can see it, and I've never been more pumped.
All right. So Vixa V12 Golf. Let's let's hear what this is all about, and tell me if the volume's good.
My current long game is the older I get, I'm losing more and more distance. Today I was hitting it off the turf longer than
good grief.
Biggest struggle with my long game is probably accuracy and the beat.
All right, we're good. All right, we're gonna take it from the top here.
Run this back. You have to do them the due diligence of watching the entire commercial.
Exactly.
my current long game is the older I get, I'm losing more and more distance.
Yeah.
Today.
So is this the 12th VIXA? Have there been 11 of these that I?
Yeah. Does V12 mean like this is version number 12?
They've ran through. Is this 12 years and they're making now?
I don't know,
12
man.
12 years of scientific engineering into this club. Better be. I'm stoked. Let's rip.
Let's rip.
Today I was hitting it off the turf longer than I'm hitting my driver.
Whoa. So,
looks
okay.
Looks like a 3-wood to me, right?
What is this club? Yeah. So it must not be a normal driver if you can hit it off the turf, right?
I mean, I can hit my driver off the turf just
well,
fine.
I mean, yeah, I can too, but
yeah.
I'm a highly skilled, essentially a professional, but I don't get paid.
Yeah, you're like here. I'm like a little bit above that too, so.
Right.
It's weird.
But so he says he's hitting this off the turf. He's hitting this off the turf longer than he hits his driver.
That's crazy. I hit my driver pretty long, so I mean, if this goes longer than that, like,
now is it because
why
this
don't I
club
have one?
is it because this club is that good, or is it because he doesn't know how to hit a driver?
Maybe he's teeing off with a kids club driver, one of those plastic ones too. Like nobody told him that wasn't the right.
We're only 10 seconds in, so.
Well, he might be using an actual wooden driver, just judging from his age. So keep going.
It's got some real advantage.
Biggest struggle with my long game is probably accuracy.
Nice mustache.
And the V12 seemed to give me a lot more accuracy.
I could actually use that.
I wouldn't worry about being in the trees or out of bounds a lot.
Introducing the brand.
Okay.
When you hit your driver 350 on average.
Did you hear that? That sounded like our man Aaron Oberholzer.
No way.
Okay. Now, I have trouble hitting it straight off the tee, whatever. Who can't relate to that?
Yeah, honestly.
Except
everyone could use some accuracy.
Do you hit every fairway? You might actually.
I actually do, yeah. But like, there's like on a dog leg left, you want to be like maybe on the left side or maybe on the right side to avoid a tree. So.
Right. So what I'm gathering is, a lot of people, if they can't hit their driver straight, they'll just like hit 3-wood off the tee. Makes sense. So it seems like this is just like a 3-wood. It says it's 14.5 degrees. So it's a 3-wood.
13.5. Yeah. So it looks like a 3-wood. It's got the rails.
But yet the dude says he hits it off the deck longer than his driver. So it's like a super 3-wood.
Wow.
I don't know.
Is this club legal?
I don't know.
New VIXA V12.
There he is.
A new kind
Aaron
of fairway
Oberholzer.
mount. It's a double threat because it's easy to get the ball in the air from off the deck and off the tee. Imagine a club that's just as reliable when striping it down the middle.
Easy to get it off the deck and off the tee. Well, this one's teed up. This one's teed up.
All right.
But is it the same guy? We got some red shoes there. Okay, same guy. But you can barely tell.
From off the deck and
also, real question.
Just as reliable when striping it down the middle on a tight
Won't let
front fork.
me pause.
The older I
Oops. Real question. Are these tracers real?
True. I can put a tracer on any video.
Yeah.
I can be making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Shout out to peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Maybe I'm being too skeptical, too cynical. This guy kind of has a nice, not a horrible swing, not a horrible follow through.
No.
This screen share is a little bit
off the tee.
Fussy.
Imagine a club that's just as reliable when striping it down the middle on a tight par 4.
Ooh, nice twirl there.
When you need to flush it on the green for a long
analyze this twirl really quick.
The all-new VIXA V12
Roll that
is
back.
the ultimate double threat. It's very versatile and off the tee. Imagine a club that's just as reliable when striping it down the middle on a tight par 4
with the right hand.
When you need to flush it on the green for a long second shot. The all-new VIXA V12 is the ultimate double threat. It's very versatile, very long, and very easy to get in the air. Click now to see more.
See more.
Dang, I want to click now.
Okay.
So did they just take an old Nike 3-wood and mark it as a driver as well, or what?
So it's the ultimate double threat. You can get it in the air, off the ground, or off the tee. I'm struggling to understand how this is different than a normal 3-wood.
Yes, this isn't revolutionary.
And
I hit my 3-wood off the tee and off the ground too.
Maybe Vixa V12 will just have to send me one so I can try it.
Yeah.
I just straighter than a 3-wood, but longer than your driver. Sounds like a GX7, which we'll do the GX7.
Whoa,
we'll get into the GX7.
That's for the next episode.
But crazy. Man. So is there any of that you wanted to see again, or you saw all you need to see?
The twirl was kind of. I'm all about that twirl. Pull with the right hand. He looked like he got maybe 3-4 revolutions on the way down.
The twirl, you do all the work for the twirl in your left hand, and everyone knows this.
That's just not correct.
That is true.
It's fine.
Do I have to?
Demonstrate. Go ahead.
All right. So you hit your shot, right? And then.
Yep.
Did you see that?
You can get way more torque with the right hand.
Like this? Is that how you do it?
You go, yeah. You pull it like you're ripping a Beyblade. Shout out to Beyblade.
No. It's too much effort. It has to just twirl, but it's just that had some nice action on it.
Questionable. Yeah.
All right, I'll put the Zune back.
Beauty. Nothing feels like a Mizuno.
Oh, the Vixa V12. So I have an idea. I don't know if I should give this idea now or when we get into more of these, but you know what? I'm just going to say it now because I like the idea. So Aaron Oberholzer is our dude, right? If you have a new club that you want to market, just call this guy. He will do a Golf Channel commercial for your club. I say, you know what? Maybe he likes his Golf Channel job, whatever. I say we give him status on tour again. We get him back on the PGA Tour, but he has to use all the clubs he did commercials for.
He'd be unreal.
That'd be hilarious.
These commercials, he'd be the best golfer in the world.
Yeah, as long as they're legal. There's a number of these clubs he endorses are probably illegal, which we'll get into. But and one of them that I'm almost certain is illegal, and that should be a fun one. But we're not doing that one yet. But yeah, these infomercial clubs, man, I don't know. It's they must sell.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone. Well, I actually take that back. When I was playing, I think in Iowa, I saw a guy with a square strike, and we'll review the square strike soon. Don't you guys worry. I saw a guy with a square strike, and he chunked his shot.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, this is all great content, but we have to, we got to save some for the square strike episode.
Sorry. Spoilers right now, but.
All right. But I definitely want to take the time to go on YouTube and just, oh my word. This is what I want to see. Here, I got to share this. This is like, how have I not watched this yet? Look at this. Right in the middle here.
Oh, well, we're going to have to review the GX7, and then we're going to have to review the review of both the Vixa and the GX7.
We will be watching this video on the channel sometime. The GX7 versus the Vixa V12, dude. This is literally like
Battle of the Beasts.
This is like
Tiger versus Phil.
This is Tiger versus Jack.
This is Muhammad Ali versus Conor McGregor.
This is LeBron versus MJ.
This is Nemo versus Dory. Two of the GOATs.
Oh no, my mic unplugged.
All right, that's a sign.
Yeah, that's a sign. That's for sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Yeah, so that's going to do it for today's episode, I believe, unless there's anything you were just dying to dying to touch on?
There's so much, but I'll save it for the next episode.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, so hope you guys like the show. Hope you guys keep watching. Hopefully you sub to our YouTube channel. Follow us on IG. We'll probably get some accounts on other platforms. We might get on Twitter. We might get, who knows? Who knows?
BBC was contacting me, so
for now,
we might have a special coming up. So just
for
keep your eyes
now,
out.
Insta is going to be where we have most of our activity. We don't have any posts yet, but we've been posting some stories and stuff. But so we'll usually post each time there's a new episode, I'm thinking, and then we'll post some stories for sure. So we'll maybe put some polls in the stories. We'll get some good hopefully some good interaction, some good content going. And so if you guys have any suggestions of what you want us to talk about or something you want us to do, I don't know, maybe if course is open and we could like play around or like do some stuff on the course. I don't know, a little ahead of ourselves, but yeah, stuff you want us to talk about, react to, things like that. We're open to it. So, and we're going to get some fun guests on the show. And so yeah, hopefully you stay tuned. Once again, sub to the channel. We know you're already on the channel if you're watching this, or if you're listening to it, go sub to the channel because you want to see this content. You don't just want to hear it, right? I mean, they do say Noah has a face for radio, but
they do.
We have him on our YouTube channel. So
what does that mean?
You know what that means?
That means to stay on the bogey train, fellas.
No. Listen to the bogey train. Stay off the bogey train.
Stay on the bogey train.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. See you next time.